Hello, my name is Jerome Williams. I work I'm in corrections in Kane County Sheriff Department. Yep, work in the corrections division.
In January 2024, Correctional Officer Jerome Williams with the Kane County Sheriff's Office was supervising a housing unit in which he was alerted of a detainee causing concerns on the top tier.
Yeah, well, it was afternoon shift. I was working, I was locking, it was the end of the day recreational time, so I was telling everybody it's time to lock down. And one of the detainees alerted me as he was locking down that a detainee was standing over near the rail. So as I looked over, I seen him, I'm kind of like, is this what I think it is? So I run over and I see that he had the bed sheet tied around his neck, attempting to tie it around.
As Officer Williams realizes that the detainee was attempting to climb onto the railings of the top tier, he called for assistance and began to respond to the incident.
I radioed for officers to come to the pod, and knowing that if I had attempted to run up the stairs, he probably would have leaped over. So I'm the guy, he's a big guy, so I'm like, if he was to jump over, I can't pull him back up.
Seconds count in a situation like this, and Williams jumped into action.
So my second thought was to grab the table. When he jumped over, I was going to kind of hold him up to take some of the tension off of his neck. But fortunately, when he did jump over, the bed sheet snapped. So as it snapped, I kind of extended my arms to try to break his fall, which breaking his fall causing him to kind of land on his side. So after he hit the ground, I kind of start removing the bed sheet from around his neck, cleaning up his airway, And by that time, responding officers, they came fast.
Officer Williams approached the detainee from the bottom tier and moved the table under where the detainee was attempting to tie off the other end of it, bed sheet to the railing. He anticipated that if he were to jump over the railing, he would be able to support his body weight until help arrived. Luckily, his fellow officers arrived on the scene fast.
When they came, everybody kind of was like one motion. Everybody got the training kicked in. Everybody got them doing what they do. Officers taking over the station, the officer station, controlling the doors, clearing the area for other detainees that was still lingering. Just all the training kicked in, and we was moving as, they say one band, one sound. That's how we was moving.
Other inmates were standing around the pod, leaning into the rail watching the incident unfold.
There were, some of them had already entered their cell, but the ones that noticed the detainees standing on the rail, they kind of was lingering around. That's what I mean by the officers coming in, kind of securing the area, making sure, everybody was put away and kind of getting to the other officers. We assisting the detainee that was attempted suicide.
Did the inmate sustain injuries from this suicide attempt?
I think, I'm not quite sure of his injuries, but I think he suffered like something with his, I'm assuming like his esophagus or something, because he couldn't talk for a while.
You've been a CEO with Kane County for 3 years now, and with the Illinois State Department of Corrections before that. Was this the first time you have ever experienced anything like this since becoming a correctional officer?
Yeah, that was the first, like I said, you hear about it, but you never think that you'll be a part of something like that, so yeah, that was the first time I seen something like that. And like I say, training kicks in, just the right thing kicks in along with training. You try to preserve life and save life.
What was the detainee's demeanor after all of this?
His demeanor, he was kind of out of it. Sergeants came in, they cut the sheet from around his neck. They gave him sternum rubs. He was a little responsive, but he was in and out. Medical came in, they kind of examined him, and he wasn't as responsive, but you could see that he was there. So.
You said that you had training before, but does every scenario get covered in training, or does your instinct kick in for a situation such as this?
I mean, when I say training kick in, I'm saying like everything that like they go over as far as like medical emergencies, the codes to call, to let the responding officers know what situation that they walking into. So that's kind of what I mean by the training kicks in. I let the officers know so they know what equipment to come. They come with the 911 knife to cut. They kind of know what situation they're running into. So me alerting them so they already know what's going on.
Is it typical for there to be only one correctional officer supervising these large pods of inmates? Do you have more than one on different occasions?
It depends on like the staffing situation. Like if we have more officers on shift that day, it can possibly be 2 in a pod. But normally, it'd probably be 1 officer to that pod with a housing unit, rover that kind of comes in and assists you with stuff and things like that. So
when a situation like this ends, how are you doing? Do you get to step away?
Oh well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like if I was like admin, they when they showed up, they made sure, once the detainee was over, they made sure my well-being was good. They had me to step outside the pod, gather my thoughts, gather everything, talk to mental health, and just, ask me. They continue to ask me how was I doing. So that was the big thing, when I say we all was coming together, everybody was just concerned about one another.
Is there anything you enjoy about your job that you would like to share with everyone?
Well, what I enjoy about it is just like I said, the camaraderie, coming in, everybody, trying to get a common objective done. We come here, we do our jobs, we stay the hours over and we help, so that's kind of what I enjoy when I come here, everybody's got the same common goal.
Is there anything that people might not realize that goes on within a correctional facility? These could be good things or a goal that you as a correctional officer are trying to achieve.
I think what people feel like, they see the shows and everything and they think it's all bad all the time, and it's not. Of course you have those moments, but it's not like what you see on TV or anything like that. So I say when people that's coming in, detainees, they might have done things. We're not here to judge them, and you listen to their stories and you hear them, they just like all of us. So, and that's the part. You hear their side, you hear what they got to say, and that's what drives you into the human part when you come in, when you see somebody attempting to do something like that, because like that detainee, he was quiet, he wasn't like real rowdy, so something that you don't expect.
Officer Williams proves time and again to show attention to detail, has the ability to think quick on his feet, and these qualities are a reflection of his professionalism in the field of corrections.